Hi class, welcome to the first video recorded lecture. This is really just a welcome video for English 230, Thinking and Writing Critically About Literature. I'm excited to have you. I'm excited to get to know you through the icebreaker and throughout the semester in your discussion threads and in your responses in your essays. So yeah, I'm really passionate about the theme and the topic, and I love literature, and I love the discussions about the world that it sparks. So I'm really looking forward to engaging in this process with you. So I'm just going to read the welcome letter that's on the syllabus. It kind of just covers the course and what to expect, and so that it's not buried in the syllabus that is mostly covered in the welcome orientation, like the nitty-gritty things that you need to know about policies and what to expect in the class and stuff is in the welcome module and the orientation module. But I want to just kind of record my reading of this greeting for you, the welcome letter to students, so that you can find the transcript of this in the syllabus. Okay, so dear class, as we go through the next 16 weeks together, I want us to be a community. Yes, this is a required course. Yes, it will be rigorous and challenging at times. Please trust that I do my best to make it fun too. And as you know, the bigger challenge, the bigger the reward. I chose this topic of speculative fiction, science fiction, fantasy, horror, and slipstream because I am passionate about stories, poems, novels, and films that push at the boundaries of what is considered real and what is imagined, and how we can both dream our way as humans to envision our best selves in a just society, and also meditate on our shadow sides and reflect on the injustices of our present, as often represented by an idea of the future or alien encounter, the possibility of magic, and the paranormal, which is like the almost normal. Can science fiction, fantasy, and other non-realistic poems and stories tell us something about our own world? This course will examine the various ideologies at stake in the science fiction and fantasy genre's representation of gender, race, religion, sexuality, the environment, addiction, war, and more. I write science fiction and fantasy myself and am actively involved in this writing community in the Bay Area and nationally, so you can be sure I care very deeply about this topic as both a teacher and an artist. Because of my life as an artist/activist and because of my teaching values, I want to learn from you. There is no way I can do this job otherwise. Please know that I approach my role as your classroom facilitator, your guide to the practice of academic argument, and fellow passionate learner with humility and respect. I want to support you as you develop the confidence and skills to articulate your opinions. I want to foster an environment where there is grace and patience in the midst of spirited debate. I pretty much guarantee that disagreements will happen. That is expected in any class. Let's strive to be as respectful as possible. Let's hold our mixed feelings carefully. We can agree and disagree simultaneously. Then let's transfer these spoken skills, or these discussion board skills, because it's an online class, to the page. Let's learn to hone our passionate opinions into persuasive and undeniable arguments in our essays. I'm still learning this too. Writing, like teaching, is a lifelong process of development. Let's be patient with others' points of view and take our time in understanding texts. Finally, let's become conscious of the power of what we take for granted. Science fiction and fantasy stories are everywhere. Why? Why do they matter? Pop culture and popular culture, which, this is also, I believe, a legitimate literary genre, but it has created a lot of an impact in popular culture. It's the air we breathe. Let's examine what's coming into our lungs. That is the power of critical thinking. Let's seek text for enjoyment as well as information. And finally, let's get swept away by the power of reading stories and poems. That enjoyment is a precious experience too. Sincerely, Professor Liz. Just as a sidebar, I go by Professor Liz, Professor Green, or Liz, so feel free to call me any of those. Prefer not to be called Ms. Green, so just as a heads up. But anyway, I'm very excited to begin this journey with you, and the next thing you're going to watch is a short animation video from a poem that I really love called How the Jellyfish Wishes by Derek Brown. And so I feel it's in the realm of surreal, what we'll later call slipstream or magical realism. It's somewhere between fantasy and reality. And so we're going to kick the semester off with just looking at that poem and doing a brief just response to it. in a discussion thread. And then there will be a couple, there will be short readings to respond to as well on introducing the theme. So if you're a little unsure about like what is this speculative fiction thing, science fiction, fantasy, we all have, you know, kind of conceptions of what that means. I wanted to sort of start getting on the same page and talking about those definitions and subgenres and, you know, what is this thing that we're exploring together. So we're going to do respond to the poem a little bit, get excited about, you know, one of the realms of speculative fiction or speculative literature through poetry and animation. And then we're going to get into what the theme of the course is. So yeah, my hope is that I put things on the syllabus where there's something for everybody. It's a little bit different here and there. And yeah, so I look forward to the next 16 weeks. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay.